Good friends, is this how you make your entrance? Using Arrowslits? I mean, it is effective, except... Yeah, I mean, it would be more effective if it was actually engaged. Hold on! Let's try that again. Is this how your entrance looked? Oh, doesn't that look so much better? Alright, at least this time it works. Where you're having your Arrowslits actually protecting your dart traps or your traps behind it. This has been the meta of base entrances for a long time, or killing pits and stuff like that. And I'm going to turn it off here so that I don't kill myself. Where you basically put your dart traps and whatever behind the arrow slits because they can shoot through. Obviously there's a hole here, and the funny thing about the dart trap is that it's only firing from the middle, so it's safe. And yeah, it worked really well until they decided that, hey, you can use them as a zombie force field. No, we need to fix that. We need to nerf that. And the way they nerfed it is that they removed the ability to reach in through. And that's a major pain, because it means that as you're hooking things up, if you're having several rows of it, it gets increasingly difficult to actually get a good angle for connecting everything behind, because everything is blocking it. And if you're then having other blocks here and you have having blocks, it's just painful, because connecting everything where you cannot reach through was not good. And this is something we had to struggle with entire Alpha 20 after they patched this. And I don't think this was the right approach for them. I think that they should have just gotten their grubby hands off our Arrowslit, because now the Arrowslit is, I'm not going to say useless, but it's painful to use, because not being able to reach through means I cannot reload it. If, let's say, something breaks, let's say one of the tripwires or whatever breaks, I have to go around to try to get a good angle to connect things. And that sometimes means that you have to take out a bunch of blocks, because that's how your design of your base is, because normally, of course, you close everything off. And then you can't get a good angle and everything. And originally, that was not an issue, because you could just sight through here, connect, sight through here, connect, sight through here, connect, and you could connect everything through the Arrowslit, because you could reach in through. And you see here my setup on my multiplayer server, where I have the dart traps on the left and the right. I have electric fences all triggered by tripwires. I have some blade traps, and as you can see, I'm not using the Arrowslits. I'm using something else. It's deadly effective. It kills the zombies, and of course you can stand behind and just do some shooting. And if you caught my video a week or two ago about the new zombie force field, this was the block that I actually settled on to use, because this one has pretty much the same properties as the Arrowslits, including it works as a zombie force field, which is fairly useful. Not super useful, but it's fairly useful. So check out that video if you haven't so far. But I was originally going to be using it only for my trap protection. And as part of that, I actually found out that actually works really well to protect even bases as a zombie force field. So let's put down these blocks. So I have one side done, and I have another side done, and it looks pretty cool. And that's one of the reasons I really like them, because you can make some pretty good design simply because it's not like an Arrowslit, which is just straight like this. And this one is okay, but this one looks a lot more interesting. But the nice thing about this one is that actually you can reach through it, just like you could with the old Arrowslits. And this is, of course, the similar reason why it works as a zombie force field, because it means that if something is breaking, let's say you want to connect things, let's say you don't have these and you want to actually connect through, you actually can do that. You can build it up, connect it, connect it, connect it, go from the, let's say, electric fence over to here, and then you want to put down these ones, and you can do that as well, because you can connect everything really nicely just through. Put that in here, trigger it with a tripwire, and then I can actually connect it just straight through like this. And this is what you want to have in a block. And I settled on this one because it looks really good, it's very functional, and it will protect the zombies. Or rather, it will protect these dart traps and everything from the zombies, because they cannot get through. They won't be bashing through, they won't be trying to walk through, they will simply go here instead. And let's turn on the generator again. Let's bring in a Couple of zombies here. Maybe we should have this one just in case. Oh, look at that. Of course, these one are not firing because I don't have any darts. So let's put in some darts here. And everything connected. I think it is connected. Let's summon in a little bit more. There you go, ladies. Come in here. There you go. So sometimes what sometimes what happens here, obviously, is that as you get two of the zombies, one of them tends to get pushed past the midline, obviously, and doesn't get hit by the dart traps. The second one doesn't. So having a second layer or something usually helps. But I would suggest that if you're trying to protect your dart traps, use these ones. And which one is it? Well, let's have a look. It's the concrete wedge 60, split left and split right. And the ones you hold R for your normal. Usually what I do, I hit wedge and it'll show up all the wedges, and it usually is down here. You'll see wedge split left and right. So you basically need both of them in order to make it look like this, because otherwise you don't get this pattern. But oh, look at how nice it is. I really love having a nice pattern when I'm building, and it of course allows you to color them nicely as well. And if you have any other blocks that work similar, meaning you can reach through them, have a nice design, and of course blocks the zombies, let me know in the comment section below as well, because there might be some other ones that look really cool. I spend a lot of time looking through, and of course there are so many variants of the blocks out there. I mean, if you do like this, we'll see there's more than 2,000 of them, and you do have to try them out and everything. You know, some of them might work, some of them will not work. So if you have any that really look good and still work, let me know. Just as a slight aside, if you want to keep the zombies from just walking past here, just having something like a hatch works pretty well, because it does stop them, you see. Now she's still stuck a little bit ahead of it. Oh, but there she dies as she moved. And just something like this is really effective. It keeps them from walking through, and of course you can just jump over. They actually could jump over, but the thing is, when they're standing right here, they're actually stunned from, or shocked rather, which keeps them from jumping most of the time. They still go over eventually, but you know, that's where you could have like some blocks obviously above you so they can't actually jump over. But just a simple like this is really efficient. Hopefully you enjoyed this little coverage of the new replacement block for the Arrowslit. Oh, she went through there. When you have too many, they generally come up anyway. This is not meant to be a base. Oh, I gained level. This is not meant to be a fully fledged base. This is simply to showcase what you can do. But I really love these ones. And, you know, they work pretty well just with a simple hatch. Put your traps behind it and kill the zombies. See you next time, Survivor.